Intro. What if the science you trust to catch criminals was wrong? Yes, you. The person who has watched every episode of CSI Miami. The person who yells "enhance" at blurry holiday photos. The person who believes a single misplaced eyebrow hair can solve a triple homicide before the commercial break. We've been conditioned to see forensics as infallible, almost magical. A gleaming laboratory. A confident expert in a white coat. Boom, justice is served. It's a comforting thought. But I'm here to tell you, that comfort is a complete and utter fantasy. Forensic science is not magic. It's human, messy, and fallible. The history of forensics is littered with wreckage from discredited methods, contaminated evidence, expert testimony that was really junk science in a lab coat. Today, we dive headfirst into that mess. We'll look at 7 landmark cases that smash the foundations of forensic certainty. We're about to put forensic science under a very powerful, very skeptical microscope. Chapter 1. The O.J. Simpson Trial. Ah yes, the trial of the century. A cultural supernova, a televised spectacle that had everything. A celebrity defendant, a brutal double murder, a slow-speed white Bronco chase, a nationally televised parade of dread. The prosecution believed they had an open and shut case, built on the gold standard of evidence: DNA, blood, hair, and fiber creating an unbreakable chain. Blood, hair, fiber. This was meant to be DNA's crowning moment. But the defense didn't attack DNA itself. They attacked how it was collected, stored, and protected. A process unraveling like a cheap suit in a hurricane. They planted doubt, termites in the jury box. Why was a vial of Simpson's blood carried for hours? Why were crime scene samples missing? A rookie made basic errors, not changing gloves, opening the door to cross-contamination. ETA on the sock suggested blood from a tube, not a wound. The lesson: forensic evidence is only as reliable as its chain of custody. In 2007, Amanda Knox, studying abroad in Italy, was thrust into a media firestorm. Her roommate, Meredith Kircher, was found dead in their Perugia flat. A bewildering saga. Convicted, acquitted. Convicted again, then exonerated. The case hung on 2 items. A kitchen knife from Solicito's apartment, a tiny trace of Kircher's DNA on the blade, Knox's DNA on the handle, and a bra clasp with Solicito's DNA, collected 46 days late from a chaotic, unsecured scene. That blade reading was low copy number DNA, notoriously unreliable and contamination-prone. Many labs, including the FBI at the time, refused LCN for court. Knox's DNA on a kitchen knife handle at her boyfriend's place proved only normal use. Kircher's trace could have been a lab transfer spec. Italy's Supreme Court eviscerated the evidence. Protocols ignored, contamination risks sky high. Those traces, in effect, were meaningless. It's not just what you find, it's how you find it. A global cautionary tale about phantom DNA leading to wrongful narratives. Fingerprinting's been treated like gospel for a century. Then came Brandon Mayfield. A partial print from the 2004 Madrid attacks was sent worldwide. AFES flagged Mayfield among candidates. 3 FBI examiners and a court expert said it was a 100% match. He was arrested, held for 2 weeks, despite never visiting Spain. Spain matched the print to Unain Daoud. The FBI withdrew and apologized. A perfect storm of confirmation bias and procedural flaws. Analysts saw similarities, explained away differences as distortion. Labs overhauled with blind reviews and less context to reduce bias. A humbling lesson: fingerprint analysis is interpretive and fallible. Skepticism and validation must trump tradition. Imagine being sentenced to die based on your teeth's pattern. For decades, bite mark comparison masqueraded as science. It put Air Force veteran Ray Krohn on death row. An expert swore the marks matched his uniquely crooked teeth, presented as certain as fingerprints. In 2002, DNA testing excluded Krohn and matched convicted offender Kenneth Phillips. After 10 years, 2 on death row, he was freed. Science then condemned bite marks as junk. Skin is elastic, bruises, changes. Bite mark testimony helped fuel dozens of wrongful convictions. A field exposed as subjective guesswork dressed as science. For decades, FBI hair examiners took the stand as stars. They testified hairs were consistent, implying a match. It sounded scientific. It sounded compelling. But it's subjective. Same person's hairs can differ. Different people's can match visually. No universal standards, no frequency data, just judgment calls. In 2015, a sweeping review brought a bombshell. In 96% of reviewed trials, examiners overstated conclusions. They said match where only could not exclude fit. Lives lost. Wrongful convictions mounted. Now hair microscopy demands mtDNA backing, as it always should have. A brutal lesson. The gap between science and testimony can be catastrophic. 1993. West Memphis. 3 boys murdered. A town in panic. Outsider teens, Eccles, Baldwin, Miss Kelly, fit a satanic panic narrative. A lake knife was consistent with wounds, as were thousands of knives. Fibers consistent with black t-shirts and jeans, statistically useless. A scout leader opined about complex knots, pure theater, not science. Later DNA found no genetic material from the 3. A hair in a binding knot partially matched a victim's stepfather. Another hair from a stump was consistent with his friend. In 2011, they took Alford pleas, maintaining innocence while freed. A case study in prejudice and junk science filling the void of proof. 1991, Corsicana fire killed Cameron Todd Willingham's 3 daughters. Arson indicators, crazed glass, poor patterns, intense heat. Investigators testified to at least 20 accelerant signs. Despite late scientific doubts, Willingham was executed in 2004. Modern fire science showed those indicators occur in accidental flashovers, V patterns, low-level melts, crazed glass, all natural post-flashover artifacts. Panels later concluded there was no scientific basis for arson. Evidence fit a tragic accident, heater, or faulty wiring. Progress arrived too late. The ultimate cost of trusting experts over evidence. The field was rewritten, a caution etched in policy. So, there you have it. From the most watched trial to a quiet execution, scrutiny is non-negotiable. Bias, sloppiness, and junk science can forge an illusion of guilt. Fingerprints can be wrong. DNA can be contaminated. Experts can overstate. Belief in infallibility is dangerous. Lives are at stake. When used correctly, DNA and validated methods deliver justice. Science is a process. Skepticism, rigor, humility. Demand science that's validated, reliable, and never exaggerated. Tell us which case to deep dive in the comments. Like and subscribe. Our trust should not be blind. It must be earned. Stay skeptical.